Well, here we are at a park I've never been to. This is Glacier Lakes State Park. This is kind of the trailhead parking area. Here's my ride, but it's not time to say goodbye yet. This is a cool little picnic area here, or day use they call it. There's some bathrooms down yonder there. There's a lookout right there up that peak. We'll probably do that when we get back. But right now, by the way, it's super freaking windy. It's supposed to be 50 today. As you can see, I'm not dressed for 50. I got a hat that matches it. I'm in 2 sweatshirts and a hoodie. But anyway, if you can see the yellow line, we're going to do all that yellow line today. It's called the Hiking Club Trail. And I think it's all interpretive, meaning it looks like this. So we might get into some muck, because it's a little mucky right here, and if it doesn't get to 50 today with the sun full blast, we're going to be walking in a lot of muck. But right now it's 35 with a 25 mile an hour south wind. That's kind of chilly. But I've never been here before. I've driven by it a bunch of times. I'm about hour and a half south of home. So I don't get down this way that much. Keep looking around. I gotta get in the habit of showing you guys all the cool stuff. Right now the wind is behind us, so we're pretty good. I just heard the ice expand, the sun is warming it up. Cool, 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 cool. There's another little trail goes that way, but I know that's not the hiking club trail. A, because it says so right there. And B, I know the turn is on the other side of this lake. So I looked at the map while I was eating my sandwich. Caution, this must be slickery. Yeah, if the sun hits this anymore, I gotta get off this mud. Get in the grass here a little bit. Whoa, I almost went. That's really nice down through there. Cool little place to hang out. This hike won't take forever because it's only 2.5 miles all the way around. So I'm gonna show this in full length. But I don't anyway. I always show hiking trails in full length. The reason why I do that is because for some reason you are in the area and you want to hike the trail, you already know what it looks like and what to look forward to and what to look out for. And because I don't edit any of the trail out, so you get to see the whole trail on video if you watch it all, and I'm grateful to those who do. Well, we got a storyboard here. What do we got? Mountain Lake. That's the lake that you're looking at right there, obviously. Yeah. Oh, did I get that in the camera so you can read it? Probably not, huh? The whole obvious about this park is everything was formed by glaciers. You know, the mounds of dirt, sand, soot, like what you're coming up on right now. It was all pushed up by glacier. Big glaciers went through Minnesota. Huge glaciers. Big enough to carve out the Great Lakes. Okay. We're at post C, which is... Oh, we're way down here yet. We gotta go up. Can you see that? Yeah, we're way down here yet. We gotta go all the way up here yet before we turn. That's the return loop from that other trail that we've seen back there. All right, got a little uphill going on here. Looks like someone started a shortcut, or it's a deer trail. Either or both. Nice little knoll to come up over. Now the wind's in our face. Woohoo! Almost in our face. Yeah, this is getting slick already. I know I keep moving you guys up and down, but I noticed the other day when I watched my videos to edit, oh wow, we got a little disaster going on here. We can get through that. But I noticed I need to pay attention to the camera in relation to where I'm hiking and what I'm doing. Beaver. Yeah, I'm sure. It'd be fun to watch the beaver here in the spring and summer. From this elevation, you could sit here and get some good shots with a long ass lens. I'm sure they're busy around here. All right, let's get through this little mission, huh? This won't be bad. Perfect, good reason why hiking with 2 poles. Keep your stability through stuff like that. All right. I just creep right through there like a spider. We got mud, we got snow, we got fallen trees. We got a long way to go, too. Ice right there. The lake is opening up more. Is there something out on the lake? Oh, you guys can't see through the brush. There might be. It looks like there might be people fishing out there, which you're allowed to do. I was reading the main entrance storyboards, and this lake, I believe, doesn't allow motored boats, gasoline motored boats, only electric motors. So it's not polluted in any way, which means you can keep and eat the fish here and not worry so much. Nice little opening up here in the oak trees. This is a return loop, so we'll be coming right back the same way. American basswood. Whoa. They're not, oops, they're not one of our favorite trees around here. I mean, trees are trees. They're all good. But very brittle. Come down in the wind really easy. Oh, jeez. One day I'll get to learn how to use trekking poles and not put it down right in front of my foot. I've done that a few times. You'd think I'd learn by now. Forest litter. Forest litter. Does that mean that he dropped his candy wrapper from the one piece of candy that he ate? Gotta be a Forrest Gump fan to understand that joke. Swamp pass over. Get a little bit more of an ideal view of the swampage here. I see a duck box over there in that tree. Summertime, there's wood ducks probably all over in here. Well, you can see the trail we just walked down through. That's kind of cool. All right, carry on. Ooh, this thing's rickety. Holy cow. Well, I like this trail, even though it's not groomed and laid out with gravel or anything like that. I like it. I prefer the interpretive trails myself. Most people don't because of wood ticks, but right now, being it's this cold, there's no wood ticks, and I'm not afraid to take protective measures while they come down through here with some kind of machinery and just rip this up, thinned it all out. Huh, that's crazy. Wow, all the way up to through here, just ripped up. Some kind of brush eating machinery. Crazy. Both sides. Or maybe this was done a while back. This is really thinned out. And maybe that's what this is going to look like eventually. Oh yeah, there's people out there fishing. I can see them now. I see them now. I wonder if this goes up and around. No, it doesn't. Well, it does, but we're not. A little bit of a climb here. I'm digging it. What the heck is that? Some kind of a bone. Huh. Frozen mushroom. Oh yeah. Thin this all out. Well, that'll keep the ticks back a little bit. Oh, we're slipping and sliding in mud. Holy cow. Oh, almost didn't make it there for a second. Oh yeah. Anything on the sunny side is going to get moist. I can't even walk on the trail. That's crazy. Oh wow, wait till we get up here a little further. You gotta see this view. Woo! Dang. I'm glad I got here when I did. Any later in the day, we would have been in trouble. Well, that's where we just came up. Yeah. Look at that. There's a bench over there on that hill. All these little bumps were pushed up by glacier. Maybe this says it. Whew. Yeah. I told you all about it. A little bit. Deposits proved approximately 11,000 years ago. You're gonna have to read it because the wind is blowing too hard for me to narrate. Just push pause. This is kind of neat, and this isn't even the main lookout, I don't think. No, it's not. It's over there on that ridge, I believe. Yeah, because we parked over there. I can see the parking area. Yeah. So somewhere up on that ridge there's a lookout. Overlooks this too. Although this ain't a bad lookout. There's trails that go all the way out through there. And one day we'll do that. Either that or this one does. Eventually, I don't know. Oh, somebody lost a hat. They're gonna be bumming. I'm staying off this trail with my feet because, yeah, I don't feel like slopping in the mud today. Woohoo! Whoa! Almost went down. Maybe I'm on the wrong side here, huh? Crazy. This is why I do my videos full length, because people need to see this. You know, here it is. It's not even the end of February, and it's mud already. So it's good that people have an opportunity to know that. Because could you imagine what this would look like in March? Ooh. Better bring some hip waders. Yeah, they thinned the hell out of this. I'm not even sure why. Maybe it was just that thick overgrown. They just said to hell with it. Let's get it going. Makes the scenery nice, so perhaps that's the only reason. Another little storyboard, buckthorn. Whoa, I almost fell over getting on that one. If I'm giving you guys enough time to pause so you can read those, because I don't even read them. I just kind of glance over them. That one I didn't look at all. I was actually looking at the camera, so I don't know what that one said at all. Normally I just blow right by these, but it's only 2.5 miles, although there are quite a few of them. Bur oak, that's what they were that's all the stuff they cut down. Bur oaks, the ones that grow, well, yeah, they grow like short, fat, bushy, yeah. I'm sure there's some in here. But they're the ones with the gnarly looking branches that look really cool for Halloween. This gets right down into the low of it. This would be a big mess come spring. I'm glad I'm hiking this now. This is all swampland we're about to go across. I got a footbridge, but I don't know. This year it won't be so bad because we didn't get a whole lot of snow. Still, we haven't got a whole lot of snow. We normally get so much snow that you wouldn't even be able to see this. You wouldn't even know this was here. Oh yeah, this is water going right up over it. Frozen ice. We are standing in the middle of a Minnesota swamp. It's a good thing we don't have nasty ass critters like pythons and alligators. Sooner or later, I'm going to get to a point where I can't avoid any of it and have to walk in it. Trying not to, though. Whoa! It's kind of tough. It's a better workout when you kind of hop and jump and skip. Like a kid walking along a creek bed, jumping shore to shore. It is mushy. Oh, slippery. Sculptor of the land. I'm gonna have a hard time getting close enough for this one. They're talking about how the glaciers push it up again. Yeah. Thanks to the Great Lakes. We have a lot of glacier activity around here. Glacier remains. Huh. Must be some kind of an outdoor auditorium thing going on here. Huh. Way back in here. That's kind of cool. Hold some type of church service maybe or something. Weddings. There's a fire pit too, so. Huh, interesting. I didn't see anything about this on the map, so I have no clue what it is. Almost should have wore my high top hikers. I got my low cuts on. Okay, this is where we split and take a right. I believe we're on D. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're still way down here yet. And now we got to go a little bit further up and around and hook up with another right-hand turn. Whoa. I'm glad I got a change of shoes in the van. I got a change of everything in the van. Oh yeah. It was good to get out. Alright, this is where we take our right. There's our marker right there. Hiking Club Trail, take a right. Oh, this opens right up. What's going on here? It's like a road. Whoa. Picnic area. Wow. How cool. Okay. I didn't know all this was going on here. You can drive up in here somehow. This road's really soft. Holy cow. Oh yeah, there's a road way back in there. That comes in here and this just loops around. I know where we're at. Okay. But we gotta go. We gotta look for a trail that goes off of this. Whoa. Oh my God, it's slippery. It's getting the grass. Whew. Alright, where are you at, little marker? Oh, there it is. I see it. We're going to take a little shortcut through here. Cool campsites. That's not real level. Boy, I'd hate to get this one. Especially if you got anything over 12 foot long. Huh. Sure you can make it work. Oh, cool. So they got parking for people to come visit the people that are camping. That's awesome. You hardly ever see that. It's a real pain in the ass because camping around here is a lot of family gatherings as well. So you may end up with 2, 3, sometimes 4 cars in a campsite if you don't have parking. Like Memorial Day weekends and stuff like that, our camping grounds are just packed. If you don't reserve, you probably won't get one. But anyway, enough ranting. Whoa! What are you? See, that's why it's enough ranting. Yeah, that's way better. I like to spin it around now and then just because I know we're coming back on this trail, but still, sometimes you just see things that you wouldn't see because your back was to it the whole time. This is very, very soft now. Holy cow. Squishy soft. Well, the little write-up about this trail said it was a mixture of pretty much all the terrains that Minnesota offers. And it looks like we're about to get into the grassy plains. Whoa. That was off camber, uphill. Hold on, we are gotta go somewhere else. Well, help it. just trudged through. Whew, made it. Problem is it's muddy on top and ice underneath. So when your shoes get packed full of mud, you go nowhere. Same with tires. Oh wow. Well, it's the same lake we're seeing over and over. It's the only lake in the park, and the whole lake is in the park, which sometimes can be unusual for the parks around here. Well, we get up around this little bend, the wind will be more behind our back. It's quite a view through here though. Whew. Could you imagine being a chunk of ice so big that you just come whipping down this valley, pushing dirt into piles that big? I mean, it's crazy to think of that, how massive a chunk of ice has to be. Farm over there, you won't be able to see it, but there's cattle grazing along that hillside. I'm sure you can't see it. That's cool as hell though. Picturesque. Woo. Sorry, the camera's so shaky. That's a little steeper incline than I thought it was. My feet were getting away from me there. Alright. Post letter E. Let's see where we're at now. Okay, we're actually on the High Peak Trail now, which is awesome. I think what we'll do is we'll stay on the right all the way down, and then when we hit this loop, we'll come back and we'll take everything on the right all the way back. That way we'll hit all the loops too. I don't even know if you saw that in the camera, but yeah, it is what it is. Okay, cool. In other words, the trail splits off into a couple loops like it just did here, and to come right back to this trail. And being I could see the trail the whole time, I mean, there's no point in walking that when I can see what's there. But like I said, on the way back, we'll hit everything on that side. This park, if you're interested in coming here, and so far I'd recommend it. There's a lot more to it than what you're seeing here. There's quite a few hiking trails, horseback trails, fishing, but lots of picnic areas and camping. But it's just below, and I mean seriously just below, a couple 3-4 miles below Starbuck, Minnesota. the coffee, Starbucks. If you find Starbucks, Minnesota, you'll find Glacier Lake State Park. Stay south on the only road out of Starbucks, and you'll come right here. Starbucks is a small town. I mean, really small town. It has a Dairy Queen for fast food, and I stopped there actually because I figured I'd get a burger and then hike it off. But the building was such an odd-looking building. It was connected to a house, and it had pink board insulation in all the windows. Obviously, I don't think it's open anymore. I looked it up online and it said it was open, but I mean, and actually open at the time. But when I drove in there, it looked otherwise, so I moved. I just carried on and went down to the Casey's gas station, and they're always pretty good. They're one of the best choke and puke gas stations around, actually. They got good food. And it turned out it was just as good, if not better, of a cheeseburger, and it was cheaper. So, plus for me. I don't know if there's a Starbucks in Starbucks, Minnesota. I'm going to guess no, because it's such a small town than an actual Starbucks. I don't even know if there's a coffee house or a coffee shop, to tell you the truth. The only reason why I stopped at the Casey's gas station is because it was on the same road that brought me here. And I knew they would have plenty of what I needed. A couple bottles of water, something to eat. Well, it looks like we're going to go right back up on top of the grassy plainy hills. There's a lot of these in Minnesota. Grassy plains. They're great for mountain bikes. Mountain bike, trail bike, whatever you want to call it. The word mountain bike is so vague now. There's so many styles and forms of mountain bike. I can feel it warming up, but the wind is still hard enough where it's still chilly. I'm glad I wore my gloves, let's put it that way. I almost didn't. You see the number 50 on your thermometer. In Minnesota, that's just, a suggestion. It's not an actual. All right. View is getting a little different. That's why I like to turn around and show the back. That's the lake back there again. Yeah. Pretty cool. It's going to look neat going back this way. That white shiny that you see across that ridge over there, that white shiny looks like a line, that's a fence. That's where all the cattle are. So that's kind of cool. That white painted fence up there. And another farmyard up there. We have lots of farms in Minnesota. What state doesn't, right? Especially in the Central Plains and Midwest. Whoa, that was close. Put my heel down and that's just slipped right out in front of me about a foot. Wind is getting comfortable now. I like it. Wish it was about 10 miles an hour slower, but I like it. Yeah, I lived in this state 20 plus years, probably 25 years or better now, and you learn to tolerate the wind. Sorry for the hands in the camera there, but the strap was dragging me nuts. Over time, you know, it's kind of like living next to a train track. You know, for a while it might keep you up at night, but after a while you don't even hear it anymore. That's how the wind works around here. But being it's windy here a lot, and I mean, it can get 50 miles an hour plus, and nobody really worries here. And this isn't even called the Windy City. Could you imagine what Chicago's like if this isn't even called the Windy City? It's got to be windy there all the time. But all of us up here, north central region of America, get a lot of wind because of the Great Lakes. It really just comes whipping down there, especially in the winter. Not much stopping it coming down from Canada. We get all kinds of crazy weather because of the lakes. The wind will come down and just come from all directions and hit together and swirl and dump all kinds of snow. You can see back there further than I thought you could. That way back in there. I mean, the tree line's purple. That usually indicates a little bit of distance. Like way back there. Nice. I noticed we were cutting back in towards the woods, so I wanted to turn around. Looking down before it disappeared. Even though, like I said, we're coming back this way. But not a lot of people watch videos all the way through. And I'm not complaining because I don't do it myself. I don't even watch my own at all. Once they're edited and I put them up, that's it. I don't even watch them. I don't pay attention to numbers, any of that stuff. I figure if people like them, they like them. If they don't, they don't. It's just what I like to do. It's just something I go out and I adventure a lot, and I do a lot of outdoor stuff. And some people just like to watch other people do it. I do. Some people can't get out and do it anymore, so they like to watch people do things. This is really cool. I mean, imagine living around here as a kid. Woo! That is windy. Holy cow. If I lived in one of them farms growing up, I would know this land like the back of my hand. Yeah. We had a measly 147 acres of farmland growing up, and it did not take long for me to learn all that. A good majority of it was wooded. Very few acres of it were used for farming, and it was all silage corn, so all they really needed was to plant enough corn to silage up to fit in their silos. Didn't need any more. So it wasn't like they were growing it to sell it. They were growing it to raise their own cattle. We lived on the farm that, we didn't own the farm, but we lived on the farm. But we farmed other things on the farm. We had our own little, thought I just heard something running. Yeah, we had our own little homestead. You know, we raised typical homestead animals, chickens, rabbits, the whole deal. We had horses. And that was when I first started exploring our own land, was on the horses. Setting up pasture fence, stuff like that. You get to learn a little bit of the woods, because horses like to meander through the woods, believe it or not. Gets them out of the wind. They can rub up against trees. They just like it. So do cattle. Well, we got a little intersection coming up here. I believe this goes down and then loops and comes back, and then we can take this loop on the way back. I believe that's what this does. I'm actually looking forward to going down there because I've seen some, we're on F, and F is, yeah, right here. So we're going to go down, we're going to spin around this. There's a lookout. Cool. Highest elevation in the park, 1,352 feet. All right, sweet. So we actually have a mission. Let's go down here and go to the highest part of the peak. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Ah, wind died. Thank you. A lot of deer prints up here in the mud. They sure do like them state parks. You don't see any hunter orange in here. Whoa. Yeah, she's slickery now. You can see it right there. The sun just glistening on the water, boiling up out of the mud. Crazy. I want to read this sign, so I gotta go this way. I think it's just a marker sign though. Yeah, it's just a marker sign. I like it here. People walking through there just because they wanted to. That's crazy. They were here today. Had to be. Ooh, a little gravel in the ground here. Must have really pushed it. The icebergs I'm talking about. Must have really dug deep and pushed it up on here. See gravel. More gravel. Alright, we need to get up here. Oh, I can see people were slipping and sliding trying to get up. Oh, wow. Look at this little basin. Oh, let me get up here a little bit. Holy cow. That's cool. Yeah. Nice view. I'm almost looking forward to the walk back. Oh yeah, you get out of wind. The sun is warming up nice. I'm actually kind of glad I'm doing this right now because if this gets any muddier or thaws any worse, they'll actually close the trail. For the only reason people will avoid walking the trail because they don't want to get their feet all muddy and walk off the trail and ruin plant life. DNR don't like that. So they'll close the trail to keep people from wandering off it to avoid getting muddy feet. Which is the same reason why they close trails for off-road vehicles too. Four-wheelers, ATVs, dirt bikes. If a trail's muddy, they'll shut it down. They don't want people avoiding the mud puddle going off in the woods. Happens anyway, but because it happens anyway, that's why they close trails. Still, hiking club trail. Oh, there's a trail that cuts off that way. Let's see. Well, okay, that's the loop that comes back up and around. Well, we'll climb it, then we'll come back down through that. Like I said, we'll stay to the right the whole way. I see what it does. It goes up to the high point and then loops back down around. So we might as well just keep climbing from here. Oh yeah. These gloves will be coming off pretty soon. Glad I wore them though. Ooh. Well, let's take a wander peek, huh? Ain't gonna see much that way. Probably should have done it sooner. I do spend a little time thinning out the woods so people can have a good view. I'll give them that. This park is also really close to Alexandria, Minnesota. That is a much, much bigger town. Actually, it's a city. And that has everything. That has multiple fast food restaurants and multiple box stores, multiple car dealerships. I mean, it's a huge town, but it's a city. Yeah, I guess you could say. It's one of our more popular places. If you need to, Walmart, Kmart, Target, they're all there. I go there quite often because Chinese restaurant in that town has frog legs. So I go there now and then. This is pretty cool. They got a lot of rock outcrops here. They were saying something about a huge rock on the pamphlet that I picked up at the information center on the way in. I'm not sure what trail that's on, or it was just listed as one of the attractions here. Foot trail that looks like it just goes right here. You know how I like to wander. Yeah, just a lookout. Wow, and a good one. Dang. Sometimes you just gotta imagine being the first person that just kind of walked up over here and said, wow, this is cool as hell. A little breezy, but awesome. Even the scrub oaks look cool. Whew. Get a little bit lower return here. It's like you expect to see Kevin Costner ride by on his horse with two socks chasing him around. All right, let's get out of the wind. Whew. Oh, jeez, that was almost a downer. That was so close. All right, we're still got to go up to the highest peak yet. Well, I'm pretty sure the cheeseburger's burned off. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it will be by the time I get back. There's quite a few more trails in this state park. So, we'll see. Maybe we'll hit another one. oak trees look cool back there. The oak trees look cool everywhere in here. Whew, let's get to the top of this. Holy cow. Wow. Already, and we're not even at the top yet. This is going to be cool. Wow. Holy cow. You can really see it way out there. Oh, man. So high up we can see animal trails right there. That is way out there. Wow. Just imagine a big old glacier coming down through there. Crazy. Wow. I don't know what view I like the best. I think that's badass where it comes down through there like that. But I also like the water where it ended up crashing. But this is kind of cool too. Just move over the edges, create another crevasse over there. I guess I like it all. Alright, I guess we could continue on. But it's so windy, you can stay a little longer. But you can pause it anytime you like. Not to be rude. It is pretty nice though. I mean, it's just a little bit hazy out there in the distance, but not bad. I mean, this view probably has the longest view. I don't know how far back you can actually see on camera, but straight back right here. There's a mountain range that's way back there beyond the purple one. It's more bluish, right at the skyline, right where the two come together. Another range, that little peak. That's way out there. I'd hate to have to walk all that distance right now. That's how far it is out there. Yeah, a lot more bigger rock outcrops up here. Really push deep on these little hills. You know, if you think about it, 11,000 years ago to form all this wasn't all that long ago. 11,000 years is a long time, don't get me wrong. But it's just hard to imagine 11,000 years ago there was ice moving so big that it created this. Pretty cool, I say. Where she starts to turn back. Which will be kind of good because I want to get out of the way for a little while. A little bit of an incline, not too bad. I need to do more hiking up and down hills, especially the downhills. That's why I really feel it in my knees. Uphills aren't so bad, but downhill, right across the top of my kneecap, I feel it. So I need to do more of that. Really need to strengthen them more. All right, kind of looks like we're going into the bat cave. That wind just whipping through the trees right now. There's just something really cool about burl oak. All them gnarly branches. Well, we must have a little bit of a decline coming up. We got a caution coming. Looks like it drops right off out of sight here. Nice. This is really nice up in here. Just drops right down out of sight. Oh yeah, she's slick. Baby steps. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. Baby steps now, you can slip and slide anyway. Trekking poles, man, I'm telling you. At 60 years old, I'm not gonna go slamming down onto the ground. I Unless I really screw up. That is so cool. I mean, those are the places I look for when I'm hunting. I'll get right up on that ridge. Watch this whole little draw. Another one right here. Jeez. Pretty nice. That's actually a really deep draw down there. That's a long way down in there. Might not look at it on camera, but right down there. That's crazy. Take a minute to come up out of there, that's for sure. The ground is still froze on top here. Sun don't hit it down here much. That's cool. This draw just goes right down there and goes right around. Right off to the right. In the south they call that a holla. You get lost in the hollows down there. You think you're in one and all of a sudden you're three. You moved over three and you didn't even know it. You're so damn massive. Appalachian mountains. You better pay attention if you're going down there. Yeah, it is much more quieter down here. Holy cow, no wind. Got up there and looking out in them grassy plains. Like I said, I was surprised to see Kevin Costner ride by with 2 socks on his trail. That looked pretty cool up there. Looks a lot like North and South Dakota on this end, on the east side. You get over toward the Badlands, it's a little bit more hilly and a hell of a lot more interesting. Yeah. I like these kind of places. Wow. I'm a sucker for a big oak grove. There's just something about them that's just cool as hell. I was lucky enough to be raised in a state, where we had a lot of hardwood variations, especially nut trees. I should say mostly nut trees. All the oaks, the hickories, the walnuts. We had them all growing up. Chestnuts, I said chestnuts, I believe. Chestnut trees were awesome. Whew. and maple trees everywhere. I was born and raised on the East Coast, and that's as far as I'm going to go with that. But on the East Coast, it's very similar to this as far as climate. The humidity in the summer and the snow and moisture in the winter. It's about the same. That was a tree creaking. I don't know if you heard that. But a lot of other things are different though. Like growing up, we used to do mostly trout fishing because everything was rivers, streams, creeks, and brooks. We had lakes, don't get me wrong, there are lakes everywhere, but even they had trout in them. So bass fishing wasn't real popular. I mean, people did it. But everything was trout fishing. Get out the fly rod. I remember in the springtime, you know, let's get up to high school age and a little older. Me and my buddies, we'd take a trip up to Vermont, right to the Orvis manufacturer, and buy our fly reels every year. We'd go up there, not every year, but, well, we'd go up every year, but all of us wouldn't buy a reel every year. It was just kind of like a tradition thing to start off the year. Let's go to Vermont. But we do a lot of other things while we're up there. Go to the Timberland place and check out shoes. Sometimes we'd buy new work boots. Because Timberlands are made in Vermont. Ben and Jerry's, they're made in Vermont. Ice cream. I keep forgetting to move this dang thing all the time. Going downhill now. But anyway, yeah, there's some similarities to the East Coast to here. People-wise, I would say the people are probably nicer here in Minnesota. A little more cultural forgiving. Well, I can't say cultural forgiving either because, yeah, maybe where I was born and raised is more cultural forgiving because it actually, I looked up the town not long ago actually because I was thinking about making a road trip one day, going back out that direction, swinging back around this way or whatever. But the town I live in has become very, very liberal, like very pride-oriented liberal. So much so that even the crosswalks across the street and Main Street are painted rainbow. Now, I got nothing against it, don't get me wrong, I'm not bringing it up for that reason. But that's a pretty strong statement. But, you know, growing up in that town doesn't surprise me, really, because, yeah, there was so many different cultures that lived in our town that you either had to get along or not, you know. We didn't have any of the gangs. We had our high school gangs and shit like that, but we didn't have any street gangs. And I'm willing to believe they probably still don't. Part of the East Coast I was born and raised in, it was very, very colonialized, loaded with history, tons and tons of history. I mean, so much so that if you wanted to, say, put a shed in your backyard, you had to go not only get a permit, to build a shed, not to buy a shed and put it. But I'm not even sure you could do that. But anyway, to build a structure shed in your backyard, you had to go get a permit, which, okay, yeah, everywhere you pretty much got to do that. But you also had to get it approved by the Historical Society, because if it didn't look like it was, part of history in a sense, they wouldn't approve it. If you had some ugly ass tin building in your backyard, it wouldn't get approved. It had to look like, colonial days, or it had to look like what the rest of the area you lived in. So if you lived in a village that was very colonialized, you just can't go to any box store and buy a tin shed and put it in your backyard. Isn't that crazy? But hey, well, it's the reason why I don't live there anymore. I don't like control or being controlled in that kind of fashion. Just crazy laws. Another crazy law that we hated as kids growing up, and I still hate it, I think it's stupid, is no hunting on Sunday. You can fish, but you can't hunt. That used to piss us off. There was nothing we could do about it. We all work 9 to 5 every freaking day of the week. We want the weekend to go hunt or whatever. So you get one day, you get Saturday. Yeah, didn't like that at all. Coming up on our next right turn here. Really rambling today. Kind of understand why I have the name that I do now. Rambling vagabonder. All right, let's go down even further. Yeah, I'm really glad I hiked this now, because once it gets where things are starting to grow on the ground and the ticks come out, these are the kind of trails they love, because it's very narrow. People lose their balance and go up and end up in the grass, and that's when you get ticks on you. Oh yeah, that's right, down here's that old building, the remains of an old building. I wanted to look at that. Jeez, didn't look this steep. Oh, gee. It's really not that steep, but just looked it. Felt it going down, that's for sure. Yeah, you get down here out of the wind and it's really nice. That looks like it's just a picnic area. But we're here. Let's check it out. And some kind of an outhouse. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Bunch of beaver huts. Well, no. I don't think that's water. I think it's just snow. This is a cool little camp spot right here. Maybe that's what it is. Let's see what's in here, huh? Oh yeah, that's what I pictured. Pretty cool for a basic design. Open roof, I bet. Yep. Just there for the campers. All right. So this wanders off even further out here a little bit. It's actually clouding up. I thought they said it was going to be mostly sunny today. All that haze we were looking at in the distance is starting to move in. That would make a mess if it started to rain. Oh boy. I'd make a big mess out here. If you're into watching waterfowl of all type, this would be a good spot. Come summer, well, come thaw. They like these little ponds and lakes that are way back in, but yet they can see predators, you know, coyotes and people. So they can up and fly the hell out of the way. It won't be long, we'll start seeing the cranes once the open water starts to happen. They'll come around. I mean, the wind is warm enough today, or it's going to melt a lot of it. Well, so far, this is turning out to be a pretty cool little walk. You know, I prefer 5 miles or better when I hike, but I don't mind these, especially if they got, you know, uphill, downhill, twists and turns and stuff, because it's actually more fun than just going for a 5-mile hike and, you know, easy. I'd rather do, you know, more rugged trail and shorter than longer and easier. So even though this was only 2.5 miles and pretty much a cakewalk, it had some challenging areas that were worth trying out. Oh, look at that oaks. This whole ridge, I mean, the whole dang ridge is nothing but oak trees. That's insane, but it's cool how they just cleared them all out right there. Clear out all that underbrush so you can see down through here and see the lake or the pond or whatever. We'll have to come back here several times, especially in the fall. We were lucky enough that growing up in the area I did. I had the Appalachian Trail really close by. You know, a short drive to a trailhead, and you could walk the Appalachian Trail, you know, for so long and then turn around and come back, or have someone pick you up at a different place. But, you know, Appalachian Trail is quite long. But being it was so close, we would like to, you know, now and then. We didn't do it all the time because it was a little bit of a drive to get there. But every now and then we'd pack up a 3-day pack and just take off on the Appalachian and find some place to backpack, camp, hang out for a couple days and hike it back out. We did that more than a handful of times. On the Appalachian, we did it a lot everywhere, but on the Appalachian, we did it probably half a dozen times or so, different areas. You meet a lot of cool people on the Appalachian, especially the through hikers, especially the Nobos, the northbounders, because they're starting way down south, you know, going all the way to the end up north. Yeah, I like bumping into them. They got a lot of cool stories. They've hiked parts of the trail that I'll never see. One lonely burl oak out in the middle of Costnerville. Wide open. Crazy wide open. Oh, damn it. There was that old building down there I wanted to go look at, and I forgot about it. Shit, too. We got to go back. I turned my head, and there it was. Yeah, we got to go back and look at that. I forgot all about it. I thought this trail went to it, but apparently not. I can see it right over top of the knoll here. Well, we got to go look at that. Every once in a while I'm seeing a snowflake, and it's just a little too warm for that to be happening, so I don't know what's going on here. We may get some rain. Well, hopefully I won't have to go all the way out back to that campsite to get to this little house. I thought there'd be a trail to it. Speeding up a little bit so I can see if there's a turn off to it. It's literally right over top of this knoll right here. If I have to, I'll just cut right over the grass. That sucks. Huh. Yeah, we're gonna double time it a minute here. Okay, well, there's no trail, so we're gonna make our own. I know it's right over top of this knoll. It has a protective fence around it, so people won't go into it and destroy it. Oh, hell. It's not a building, it's just a pile of wood. From over there, it looks like something square. No wonder why there's no trail to it. My bad. All that huffing and puffing, and that was just that pile of wood right there. But from up there, on top of that ridge, when I looked down, it looked like a square structure. Okay, well. We double timed that for nothing. Ooh, that was a little steeper coming down there than I thought it was going to be too. All right, now that I'm done being a fool, let's carry on. Hey, let's go look at a wood pile. Ay, ay, ay. I tell you. But I do have my tracker on. Believe it or not, I thought of it today. Oh boy. There's that lonely old oak tree again. That is a nice view though. I mean, come on. What are you doing today? Well, we're about to go up that little peak. Let's get another view while we're on top of this one. That's a deer trail. Nice one too. Down in them thickets, bedded down, watching me walk by. Damn, my feet are getting away from me again. That's what happens when I look around and I start walking down hills. I start gaining momentum. Next thing you know, you're boom, 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 boom. Your feet are way ahead of your head. Is this the same footbridge? I'm almost thinking it's not, but yeah, maybe it is. Has to be. Because I don't think we went across the top. Maybe we did. Might have. ground's froze, part of it's not. All because of shadows. Ooh. There's some, looks like coyote or something. Got some fur in her. Yeah, there's quite a view back there. Ooh. Yes, sir. Yeah, I bet there's all kinds of field mice and stuff like that out here for coyotes. Haven't seen any paw prints though in the mud, so either they stay off the trail and don't get on it unless they want to poop. Another lonely oak tree out in the middle of the field. I gotta turn around every now and then and get the wind in my face. Whew. I actually have too many clothes on now. I've already got the fingers wide open on the mittens. Definitely nice out here. I picked the right day to do it. I mean, it's Saturday and there's nobody here. It just blows my mind. I know there's more hardcore people out there than just me that will do stuff outdoors no matter what the weather. There were people on this before I got here. There's 2 sets of footprints that had walked this already before me. If you're into bird hunting, come on out to Minnesota, the southern, southwest especially, section of Minnesota. It's like this, except a little flatter. Lots and lots of prairie chickens, pheasants. Can't think of everything that we're allowed to hunt. Of course, geese and duck, but you don't find many ducks out in the fields. Geese you do, snow geese especially. We have a crane season. I don't know what the limit is or anything. I haven't hunted them yet. I say yet because if there's a season on something and I'm interested, I'm gonna hunt it. I don't care. I'm sorry, Karen, but I don't like to buy my food at the supermarket. That's just the way it is. If I can help it, anyway. I give a lot of money with just permits and licenses and stuff like that alone to the state of Minnesota. So, yeah, if something is in season and I want to hunt it, I'm going to hunt it. It's just that simple. And I'm not trying to say I paid my dues, so I'm allowed. It's just that that's a part of it. But anyway, no politics. Politics not allowed. Everybody's different. Might have wanted to save this hike for the afternoon. When it really warmed up, the wind would have felt great. It was a little chilly starting out, but it's gradually getting warmer. Sure. Another state park to check off. Wonder how many I'll hit this year. I didn't do too good last year. The van broke down, so I didn't get out much. I'm off to a good start already this year, though. I've hit 3 state parks already, and none of them are even open yet. I mean, they're open, but not officially for the year. Campsites and stuff like that aren't open yet. All right. Okay, so that was a different bridge back there. Yeah. It's now we're on the main loop that we started on. Coming up on it right here. The other bridge we walked across is over there. Down that way more. So yeah, completely different bridge. All right, cool. We just did the loops. Now we're back on the main run. Brings us back to where the van is. Awesome. Whew. Well, we knew this was going to look cool coming back. Very cool. We'll eventually work our way down and go around the other side of that. Or this side of that, not the other side of that. Yeah, out of all this mud, there's no coyote tracks. A few deer prints now and then. Interesting. I suppose though, why would they walk this trail? I mean, it's not like every animal in the world walks on this trail. So I suppose coyotes, they're just going to walk along established game trails. Waste their time up here when there's no animals up here. When they can get down there and hike some small little trail that partridge or quail or rabbit uses every day. That makes more sense to me. I mean, that's how we hunt them. So why wouldn't they? So maybe that's why we don't see any coyote tracks in the mud. We have no reason to be up here. It is squishy. Whoa. I really don't like going off trail, but this has been established for quite some time now, so I don't think my footprints this time of year are going to hurt much. It's a neat little campsite. Looks like a few truckloads of dirt to level out a few campsites would be pretty good, but other than that, yeah, not bad. Wow. really soft. This is our road. Okay. I'm gonna shred some clothes here real quick while you gawk at the lake. Get rid of these gloves and my hat. Take a drink of water. It's gonna be a minute, so bear with me. Almost there. Better get a drink. The poor guy's been looking at the sky all that time. Figures. Hair blowing in my mouth. Yes, I have long hair. Oh, that was good. I had to get a drink, but we'll continue on. All right, let's go. Well, we know the way from here. That's pretty mucky right there. Well, let's see. What if we should take a different direction now? Well, I'm almost thinking I wanted to go a different direction, but we'll stay on loop. Oh, whoa, whoa. Well, that makes sense now, being the campsite's right up there for that to be. Here I was thinking it was right out in the middle of nowhere, but yeah. And there's a campsite right at the top of that little knoll back there. Somebody rode a bike in here while we were gone. Huh. Yeah, somebody else is here besides us now. Somebody rode a mountain bike in here. Whoa. Jeez. It is slick here. You get that mud on your feet, you have no traction left. Whoa. Downhill gravity is really forcing me along, which I don't really mind at this point. Really not much to look at through here to go slow. Oh, gotta get the mud off my feet. There we go. I don't know if you remember, but right there, where am I? Right there in that wet spot, that was ice when we walked across it. I don't know if you remember. It looked just like this. That's already melted off. And this is melting off as we speak. Whoa! All right. Now we're back in the oak trees. It'd be quite a fun challenge to ride a mountain bike on this. I know he's not supposed to be, or she is not supposed to be on this trail with a mountain bike, but I'm not going to complain. This time of year, very few hikers. Let's just say I'm not going to go into the office on the way out and say, hey, somebody in there riding a mountain bike on hiking trails. That's not me. I mean, if you're disrespectful enough to ride a mountain bike on a hiking trail, then that's your problem. Nothing I need to be involved in. Yeah, that wind is warm now. Welcome to Minnesota. Cold wind in the morning, warm wind in the afternoon, freezing wind at night. Whoa, there's a hole there. Alright, we gotta get on the side. It's a little easier to avoid mud. This is a mess. I'm getting mud on my shoes no matter what. That's just the way it is. Like I said, I'm glad I got something to change into when I get back to the truck or the van, whatever. Alright, we made it to the top. This is where it all began. Yeah. Oh yeah, somebody's definitely been through here because they picked that hat up and put it on that pole. Whew. go down here a little ways. Oh, jeez. I got tripped up by the grass. Maybe that's a sign. Don't come down here. This is interesting. It wiggles and squiggles all the way down to the water. I'm thinking this is a game trail. I mean, it might be human too. We go down there and go fishing or something, but why here of all the places? I mean, you can go over there where it's a little easier to get to the lake than you could going down this. It goes down and then over and then down again, and who knows how many times it turns again. Yeah, we're not gonna go down there, but I see a lot of what look like coyote prints, and yeah, I don't know, definitely animal prints. All right, let's continue on. Quite a view across there, though. Oh yeah, all the fishermen are gone. I just realized. I wasn't paying attention to that. Okay, carry on. Whoa. Jeez. Definitely liking this workout. Side step, jump over, side step, climb a hill, down a hill, slip and slide. Oh, slip and slide. It's funny, you know, I don't know if you can see it through these trees right there, but that's the bench we were just standing next to. And it's funny how the camera doesn't make them look as steep as when you're coming down it. This is that rickety bridge that we walked across at the start. It'll probably be even more rickety now because things are starting to melt. You can see how it's leaning. Oh, this will be perfect. Clean my shoes off. Hell yeah, here we go. That's better. Oh, we got people coming with a little doggy. Hi. Hi there. There's less mud as you go.
Okay.
We're not far from the beginning. I bet this little section right here was fun on the mountain bike coming down it. By the looks of the tire tracks, I mean, you can kind of see it right there, but I've seen it in the mud. It looks like a Walmart bike, according to the tire tread. And they're only 1 point, whatever they are, tires, like a little over 1.5 inches wide. Or narrows. Okay, back to the climb. Put that through there. Hoo-yah! Piece cake. Oy, oy, oy. This is a good workout. Man, I wish I lived closer. I'd hike this more often. This is a great after dinner hike. 2.5, 3 miles is perfect. When it's up and down hills and stuff like this. Yeah, nice hike. Go down, go right back up again. Love it. Oh, I'm thinking we might slip and slide a little bit here. I know we're gonna, so we get over here on the lower side. I would have liked to seen that guy come down this on that mountain bike. Probably one of them sit on the seat with your feet on the ground, kind of squeezing both brakes as you go down. Been there, done that. Oh shit. Oh, god damn. Ooh, on a mud skiing. Oh, that was fun. I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. I just seen the van through the trees. Oh, cool it off. There's the old girl down there. I need to give my old girl a name. I don't know. I thought about it one day for a little bit, but then I gave up on thinking about it for some reason. But yeah, I need to come up with a name. Oh, seems to be the thing to do. You know, people, including myself, don't usually name their pets until they learn their characters and their personality and that kind of thing. I mean, you can't do that with a vehicle. Well, I guess you could. You know, I had a hard time starting the thing, and it was stubborn. That would be easy to put a name to. But I don't know. It's not really that kind of a vehicle. It doesn't really give me a hard time. And it takes me places like this. But I don't want some cartoon name like Mystery Machine or something like that, you know, or whatever. All right, there's my ride. Time to say goodbye.